You can get waylaid in any of those coffee shops in Amsterdam.
All good?
can't
The coffee shops, no. No.
All right.
Cafes, yes, coffee shops, no.
Okay. Good evening and welcome to the November 18th, 2025 meeting of the Leominster Conservation Commission. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda. My name is Jesse Verka. I'm the conservation agent for the city of Leominster. At this time, please silence all of your devices and allow me to confirm which members are present. Mike Seeke,
you? I am here.
Chuck Raymond,
Here.
Rich Gullick,
Here.
and Jordan Vashon.
Here.
All right, thank you. I'll let you take it away, Chuck.
All right, thank you, Jesse. Just to make sure, I see a few people, so I'm sure you probably know, but we will not be doing the Orchard Hill hearing tonight. We won't be taking any questions, so it's good to see your lovely faces again, so I just want to make sure you knew that. Oh, yeah, Vice Chair asked me if I could explain why we got a report from several folks, and I came to me, I forwarded to Jesse sent it to the applicant, so they're going through it. So they need to digest that and come up with a proper response, so that's where they are. Nick, come on up. Both the records show that Nick Venti just walked in.
Yeah, just for the record too, I doubt anyone's here for this, but under continued hearings, item 1, the NOI for the Pierce Pond subdivision roadway is also going to be continued without discussion. They're still going back and forth with Mass DEP on their comments, so they will not be presenting anything tonight.
Good, all right, thank you, Jesse. With that, I'll open up to the audience if they have any questions or comments for the commission that is not for something that's already on the agenda. Any open? No? Okay, good, moving on then. Under request for certificate of compliance, we have 40 Hillary Road, DEP number 199-1126 and 199-905. Jesse, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm going to recommend that so I got this request last week on Thursday. I haven't had a chance to get out there. And it's odd because if you look at, it looks like nothing's been done on that lot, but in their request, they checked off the option that the work has been completed satisfactorily with the plan. Doesn't look like they did any work, so I want to just leave it on the agenda, continue it to the next meeting. I'll call them and confirm, which, because I think that they want one just to close it out where they didn't end up doing the work, but I want to make sure.
Is that the empty lot
It is.
Yes.
Yeah.
they wanted to sell?
Yes.
And we were the
exactly.
holdup.
Yes, yeah, that's the one.
Well, there was one that we issued a couple meetings ago for I think 20 Hillary, and we issued that one because that was a garage that never got constructed. This one just came in on Thursday, so I don't know but yeah, kind of the same thing.
But that was
I
the
think.
couple that came in and they were gonna build on it, then they wanted to sell it.
Oh, I think, well, this was before my time when this initially
Yeah,
got.
this was one of the
Yeah.
first projects that came before us when I joined the commission. It was the middle of COVID, and when I met Angela and the applicant, Sue Shelf, who Zephyr met us out there, because she lives in the neighborhood, so a few of us out there, and yeah, nothing ever happened. So, yeah, if you can get the information, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, moving on under new hearings, I'll read into the record. Notice of intent filed by Pristine Paving LLC for the paving over of an existing gravel area with bituminous concrete on the subject site, address 320 Central Street, Leominster, and we just got a DP number today, I believe it's 199-1222. What do you got for us, Jesse?
I believe there should be someone here to present on that.
Oh.
Hi.
There is, fired about that. Introduce yourself, please.
Good evening. For the record, Jim Basile, Goldsmith Press and Ringwall.
Jim, good to see you.
If it's all right with the commission, I just give a quick overview of the project and then turn back over to you for questions and comments.
Yep.
Or
Yeah.
Is your microphone on?
it might just be angled. Is that better?
A little better.
I think that's fine.
I can
I can hear you fine.
I can try to talk a little louder too.
Do this. It's on, okay.
All right. Again, for the record, Jim Basile, Goldsmith Press and Ringwall.
Yep.
On behalf of the applicant Pristine Paving, we prepared a notice of intent for the property at 320 Central Street for proposed work within the buffer zone of a bordering vegetated wetland and within the riverfront area of a perennial stream. The property is located on the easterly side of Central Street. It's predominantly developed containing an existing building, a roof-covered storage area. There's a existing concrete access drive off of Central Street, and then a existing compacted gravel driveway off of, apologize for mispronunciation, Marguerite Ave. Within the compacted gravel driveway, there's a leaching basin. And along the limits of the compacted gravel driveway, there is a area of loose laid gravel near the easterly property line. And in that same general area, there is a bordering vegetated wetland area, which was delineated by Matthew Morrow in September of this year. This delineated area also acts as the high water mark for a nearby perennial stream. The perennial stream projects a 100-foot and 200-foot riverfront area across the property, and the bordering vegetated wetland projects a 100-foot buffer across the property. So essentially, the applicant is looking to pave the portion of the existing compacted gravel driveway, but there's no new alteration or increase to the driveway footprint. It's merely a conversion from compacted gravel to pavement area. And as part of the work, the loose laid gravel, which is furthest to the east, closest to the resource areas, that would be cleaned up. The loose laid gravel would be removed, and the area would be loamed and seeded, so that it's a way of restoring the area so that it acts better in the interests of the riverfront area to provide a area that will actually have some sort of benefit to the wildlife habitat in the area. Erosion control measures will include a inlet protection at the leaching basin, and straw wattle and silt fence along the limits of the restoration area. That's really all I've got. There's so no new alteration. Is purely within the limit of the developed portion that the pavement is proposed. But I'll turn it back over to all of you for questions or comments.
All right, thank you, Jim, appreciate it. Quickly, I believe I know the answer to this question, but I want you to walk me through it anyway. Sure. So obviously, this is within 200 feet of a named river. Sorry if I was leaning back too far. Can you walk us through compliance or non-compliance with the Riverfront Act?
Yeah, so seeing as we're looking, this area is all would be considered degraded since it's already previously developed. Mm-hmm. So this is going under a redevelopment, Section 5 of the Riverfront Protection Act. Okay. So no new alteration. We're restoring a portion of 1,000 square feet, but that would be in compliance with, typically with restoration, you have to provide 1-to-1 at a minimum. Yep. And so by providing 1,000 square feet for the restoration area to clean up and plant loam and seed, we would be in compliance with that. And there is, I think, like 6 criteria items I can just run through real quickly. Sure. With you.
Yep.
Let's see. So starting with 10.55A, at a minimum, proposed work shall result in an improvement over existing conditions of the capacity of the riverfront area to protect the interests identified. So, as I said, we're not proposing any new alteration. It's just the compacted gravel is being converted to pavement, and then we're reducing the gravel on site by removing that section and then loaming and seeding that 1,000 square foot section. Okay. B of that section, stormwater management is provided according to standards established by the department. Since we're not increasing the impervious area, there's no changes proposed to the grades. We're not anticipating any changes to the stormwater, and this is a commercial development, and we're just meeting stormwater to the maximum extent practicable. So with the existing leaching basin on site, there's no changes proposed to the stormwater management. C of that section, within 200-foot riverfront area, proposed work shall not be located closer to the river than the existing conditions or 100 feet, whichever is less. So since the existing degraded area is, the closest portion is being restored, and then the work is further back from the resource area, we are in compliance with this section. D, proposed work, including expansion of existing structures, shall be located outside the riverfront area or towards the riverfront area boundary. The entire property is located within the riverfront area, so there is no other area for us to try to get out of it. E, the area of proposed work shall not exceed the amount of degraded area, provided that the proposed work may alter up to 10% if the degraded area is less than 10%. And as I said, we're not increasing the amount of degraded area or proposing any new alteration. It's the developed portion is just being converted from compacted gravel to pavement, and then we're restoring that other portion. And then when an applicant proposes restoration on site of degraded riverfront area, alteration may be allowed withstanding the criteria of 310 CMR at a ratio in square feet of at least 1:1. And so we're not proposing any new alteration, we're just proposing restoration of 1,000 square feet.
Okay, I appreciate that, thank you very much. Just a couple of quick questions. The compacted gravel that's there now, is that, are you assuming that that is impervious, and you're simply replacing it with a different impervious surface?
Yes, correct.
All right. With that said, I know you've got a question. I'll let you get to it. That said, I'm still leery about, because there probably is some, I would imagine, although this is just this is not a scientific fact, but I imagine there's probably some infiltration into that gravel. Minimal, but there's probably some. Where I'm going with this is potentially increased stormwater leaving the site. I'm concerned about that. What are the plans for minimizing, if not preventing, runoff leaving the site?
Yeah, so as far as the compacted gravel being like considered impervious, typically when modeling stormwater, their runoff numbers are like off by one. I think impervious is like 98 and compacted gravel is like 97. So any benefit that gravel would have over impervious pavement is very minute. But with the removal of the gravel to the north of 1,000 square feet, I think that would make up for any anything that would be lost by converting from compacted gravel to pavement area. So the grayed out area, that's 1,000 square foot section
Yep.
of gravel area that exists on site.
Yep.
That's all going to be removed and converted to grass.
Right, okay.
So, and then the last thing, I don't know how much this holds up, but under the Leominster zoning ordinance, impervious area includes compacted gravel driveway.
Okay, all right, good. Last question then, I drove past the site quickly on the way here, but I didn't stop. Does the property slope towards the brook, or which way does it slope, do you know?
So I think,
Meaning, which way does the stormwater preferentially run?
I think that it preferentially runs towards the leaching basin in the middle, but also it runs towards, I guess, the point that furthest protrudes towards the easterly property line. It's kind of where the restoration area is, I guess, the point is.
And easterly is what, this way?
Sorry, easterly is up.
Top, okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Towards the,
okay, all right. So in other words, any increase in stormwater running into the street will be minimal, if anything.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, that was our main concern. Okay. Rich, you had something?
I do. Personally, I don't mind it being paved, but I strongly disagree with your assessment that the packed gravel is almost as impervious as the pavement. We've been through this discussion before with another engineer, and they were able to provide no documentation to come up with that 97 number. My research into that did not show that either. If you can give us some kind of reference that documents that, that might be one thing for consideration. However, you mentioned, Chuck, that there's no scientific evidence or something along that lines. I went out to the site yesterday, poured water onto the gravel, watched it go right down and in. Some of it flowed briefly over the surface, but then right down and in, while there's water sitting on the pavement. So that assessment, sir, is, I believe, totally inaccurate. Other than that, I don't mind the pavement, because it's going to go through that gravel and right out through the bank into the river pretty quick. But not as quick as with pavement. So, however, the law states that you may need to do other compensation. This other site, which was at 508 Main Street, everybody, by the way,
Yep.
that auto repair shop, they needed to put in a little storage tank to allow for that difference. And that, I would want us to be consistent as a commission with that, call it precedent. We had a fair amount of discussion on this subject at
do
the
you
time.
know, was that due to it being in floodplain Like they were doing work in floodplains, so they had to provide compensatory
Most of it
flood
had to do with the fact it
storage.
was right on top of the bank of the Nashua River.
Yeah,
And the fact they were telling us it was totally impervious, and
No,
I went
that I
out with Nick
understand,
and
that I
poured
agree with
water and
that,
watched
yeah.
it go in. It's packed gravel is not impervious. It doesn't make sense hydrogeologically. It's less pervious than loose gravel would be, sure, but that would be very, very pervious,
Okay.
permeable.
Yeah.
So that's my take on that.
No, I understand. So just kind of like going forward, so like I tried to, do my research of like what would be considered impervious area. So the only thing I found per the regulations is in the Leominster zoning ordinance. Does the commission have a different definition for impervious area? Because the zoning ordinance said compacted gravel was impervious surface. So I just want to make sure
I was not aware of that, I will admit that. But what I've looked at in other literature in the subject, couldn't find that. I find more like packed gravel, give me a second here. But depending on the soil type, 85, 76, not 97.
Yeah.
And it makes no sense. All you gotta do is pour water on it, and it doesn't make sense.
To answer your question, Jim, no, the commission doesn't have our own ordinance regarding this. We try to follow, whether it's a zoning ordinance or we follow scientific literature, just to make sure that we really know what's going on there. And instead of just some cookie cutter, oh yeah, that's 97, don't worry about it. We try to ascertain some evidence, that's all.
No, of course, yeah, and if it would help, I could gladly, send Jesse outside the meeting the runoff information that we use when we're doing stormwater calculations, also the,
What the calculations you use, where do those calculations come from? Where do you get that, and what's the science behind?
Where do you get reference, that 97?
Right.
Other than that ordinance? Because when I checked with DPW, they gave me a long sentence explanation that when I Googled it, I found exactly that sentence, and it came off of a website, a chat site that came from somewhere else, from somebody from, forgetting on the modeling firm, but it's just not supported by observation or by other hydrologic analyses.
okay, so,
But I was told by the last engineer, well, it's standard. Well, if it's standard, then you and he should be able to show us something in the literature or in some state government or federal government that declares packed gravel's 97. You could, I still won't believe it because I watched the water go through, but at least it gives us something to fall back on.
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
And so we're just trying to be consistent. Like you said, we had this, just a few months ago, we had a very, very similar site on the Nashua River that, like you say, we had to maybe put a catch basin, catchment, some type of
It was an
engineered contraption.
it was an infiltration
Yeah.
device.
Yeah.
Yeah, to capture stormwater and allow for that stormwater to infiltrate
Right.
before entering the Nashua water,
Right.
Nashua River. So here, similarly, the concern would be that replacing, so that that packed gravel, it could have a fairly low curve coefficient there if there's a lot of void space in it. But if that void space is filled and it's actually, packed with grain size of, if it's got some clay and sand in there, and I've seen packed gravel where, you can watch the water run right off of it. I've seen others where it's very loose, there's a lot of voids in there, and the water it'll take just gallons and gallons of water. And so packed gravel, it's unclear effectively the permeability of the material.
So the best you can do to get us an original source of the imperviousness or lack thereof.
Yeah, no, I definitely
Gravel.
can, give that information to Jesse, and like,
Please,
would the Conservation Commission like to see kind of some sort of calculation to kind of back this up, that if we're converting gravel to impervious, but then also converting a portion of gravel to grass, if that kind of offsets any difference in there, would that be what you're looking for, or is there something else that?
That wouldn't hurt. Another option would be to have the owner put in some kind of infiltration trench basin to catch up before it simply runs off and into the, I think that's an unnamed brook. I don't think it's Fall Brook, whatever the name of that.
Yeah,
I think it's tributary to it, but yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's just an unnamed perennial, yeah.
the point is though that pavement is .98 and water runs off effectively immediately into the brook or onto Marguerite Ave in this case. And, you know, it would, with the material that's currently there, it's not instant.
Mhm.
It's admittedly slower than it would be with the paved surface, yeah.
I'll repeat, I don't mind the paving. That whole street, everything's paved around there, for heaven's sake. What I don't like is being told that it's impervious, because it isn't. That's all.
Do you know also if this drive was installed before the Riverfront Act, August 7th, 1996?
I don't know off the top of my head, I can definitely look that up for,
It was redeveloped before 96, that's all I need
That's
to
an
know.
old building.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The whole area's been redeveloped since
Yeah.
before 96.
I saw a satellite photo from the 90s, undated, but it showed it as in use, so that would be another point to consider.
Yeah, no, understood. No, like Rich said, paving's not, is not the issue, it's the runoff and the coefficient of infiltration, whatever the term
Because
is.
everything, the elevation is
Yeah,
lower.
exactly, right, exactly, yeah.
I'm sorry?
The elevation is, of the loading dock is much lower than Marguerite Street.
Yes.
Nothing's gonna run into the road. Everything is going to be running down there. I'm surprised you wouldn't want some sort of a catch basin just to keep the trucks from, or whatever you're gonna back in there from not slipping around. That's not under our purview, but, it's something to consider because everything should be running right up against that loading dock
Right.
and then heading
Yeah,
right
it
into the
does
stream.
kind of like depressing this whole,
Huh?
like this whole area here, kind of where, at least from when I went to the site, like that's what I would think,
Yeah.
yeah.
And sorry, anybody else on the commission? Jordan?
From your experience on the site, where, is this on? No,
There you
now
go.
it is. From your experience on the site, where does water typically pool? And it looks like there is some sort of catch basin on the plan. I'm curious if it's just like a typical catch basin, deep sump, if you know anything.
yeah, so
about
that
what
leach
looks like.
basin in the middle where, I think the note calls installed temporary inlet protection. So, that is the leach basin. It's, so it is perforated. It's about 4 feet deep and there is an overflow pipe, about 4 inches, I believe, that, if it gets too much water in there, it'll, overflow towards the east of the property.
Okay, and if that drive is gravel now, have you experienced any issues with gravel washing into that basement toward the brook?
I haven't, I'm only representing the company,
sorry,
but I
yeah.
can definitely inquire, and see if they have had any issues. They haven't reported any drainage issues like that, but I can definitely ask, afterwards.
Okay, and then a couple other quick questions. I'm just curious if there's a change in site use at all, or if they're just changing the paving material.
Yeah, I think they're just looking to pave over, just change the parking material.
Okay, and then last question for the loaming and seed mix, would you or the applicant consider like a wetland seed mix there instead of grass?
I think we have proposed a New England wet mix, wetland seed mix.
there you go.
Okay,
There you
awesome.
go, good.
I did not
Good
see
question.
that.
Yeah, so there's, if you can pan up, Jesse, to the
Yeah.
top of the page, there's a seed mix that has the different
There you go.
awesome.
botanical names in there. So that's typically what we kind of propose in these areas, but if, the Conservation Commission has like any preset ones that they'd like to see, we're happy to, accommodate that to make sure it's kind of native to the area.
Cool, thank you, I appreciate that. And then one more if I can.
Please.
If water tends to run toward the brook during repaving, do you think the applicant would be amenable to installing like a curb before that restored area to keep the water in the lot, maybe to be sent to an infiltration basin depending on,
Would straw water work?
No, look
I
at
think she
like
means,
for
post-
longer
permanent
term?
feature.
Oh, permanent
Yeah,
feature,
so
oh,
like,
oh, okay.
I don't know if that's something the commission would be interested in pursuing.
Does the vegetation that's there now, does that rises up from the gravel, right? So there's a natural berm there
There is.
already.
Okay.
That's what I thought.
I haven't
Yeah.
been to the site yet,
Yeah,
so,
you're right.
okay.
So the pile of concrete serves as a berm? Is that what you're saying?
The which?
I mean, the pile of gravel serves as a berm, is that what you're saying?
No, what's between the gravel and the river.
is a.
Yeah, it's already naturally kind of built up there.
It's raised up a few inches.
Oh,
or
yeah.
a
Yeah,
foot or
exactly,
something.
just from plant matter and soil, yeah.
This is the edible arrangements facility?
Yeah, up at the front, yeah, the edible arrangement in the
front.
front, and then I think there's the.
For everybody listening, so they know where we are.
Yeah. But, yeah, so along that area where there is the berm, so that gravel will be removed, and then no changes to the grade, so it would still have that berm, it would just be loamed and seeded with grass afterwards.
Understood. Okay.
Alrighty, you all set?
All set,
Okay.
thank you.
Anybody else on the commission? No? You all set? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you could just get back to us with your source, those source of that infiltration information,
Yeah, definitely.
that'd be great. That work? Okay, all right. With that, I'll open up to the audience. Anybody in the audience have any questions or comments or thoughts? Yes, ma'am.
Should I come up?
Please.
Liz Macarella, 75 Harvard Street. Could we just scroll to the plan? Again, I just want to understand it. This is the first I'm seeing it. The irregular edge at the top, is that the border of the brook or the stream?
What, this right here?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out why that's so irregular. That's the stream edge.
No, that's not the stream. No, the stream is up here.
That's the wooded.
This is the edge of it, and I believe is this the straw wattle?
Correct, yeah, that's the straw wattle.
Erosion sediment control device right there, the straw wattle, which keeps water from running into the stream during construction.
So to the top of that, east of that, I guess you said from the
Yep,
plan,
yep.
is existing vegetation of some kind?
Yeah, so you can see kind of like the flag numbers, that is the delineated bordering vegetated wetland slash
Yep.
high water mark of the perennial stream.
Okay, and then the shaded area is your replication area?
Not
Restoration area?
restoration, yeah, that's the limit of the loose gravel area that was located on site that is being removed and then replanted with the loam and seed mix.
Okay. I'm listening to how there's, potentially some drainage concerns just because of the fact that the compacted gravel is certainly doing something to permeable for the existing water, and we're moving to pavement. I wonder if we could consider increasing the restoration area and an increased area with the wetland seed mix, because it seems like that could actually help the user as well if water is building up on that area of the site.
It's a possibility, but I think if I would rather see what they come back with in terms of their response. If they were to actually install some type of infiltration trench device to capture that, I think we'd basically getting to the same point. So I'd rather see what they come back with.
Is there grass now? Kind of,
So the area that we're proposing the restoration is loose laid gravel, so any grass there is just sparse and in between, so it's not really providing any benefit to the resource areas over there. So what we're trying to do is improve that area.
yeah, understood.
And
So is it loose?
heavily vegetated between there and the stream, though.
But between the building and there, it's basically the loose laid gravel, and you're just taking a portion of that?
Well,
I'm
what-
just trying to understand the
Go
site.
ahead and answer her question.
So yeah, the grade area, the hatched gray area, that is currently loose laid gravel, which would,
And below that,
below that's compacted gravel.
all of that's compacted gravel?
Yeah, that's existing driveway, yep.
Okay, that's a big area. All right,
How big is the area that you're paving?
I think it's about 6,500 square feet.
Okay.
so it's all of that you're paving, or is it some portion of that?
Yeah, my understanding is that the entire gravel driveway, they're converting into pavement area.
Yeah, if you were to drive by, you'd see that most of it's already paved.
Yeah.
But this particular rectangular area, more or less, is compacted gravel, and they're just looking to
Okay.
pave it.
I'm glad that the seed mix is a wetland seed mix, because that was going to be my comment before you brought it up. That grass is not known for its stormwater capacity, holding capacity, but a wetland mix would be a great idea.
Yeah.
And yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, go ahead.
Jim, when you come back with modeling evidence, please also go and pour some water on that gravel before you come back and tell us the same. See what happens to it.
All right. I'll
You'll see it sit there, some will flow downhill, but before long, it all goes in. So if you had a slow rain, it's all going in. I think it's just a mistake in the assumptions of the modeling that has been done for a long time. and put a fair amount of time into trying to prove otherwise and did not succeed. That's how we ended up at
Yeah.
508 Main
Yeah.
Street.
Anybody else? No, okay. So, with that, we'll just
Yeah, it
make a
sounds like you
motion to
just
continue
wanna-
at this point?
Yeah, just take it to the next meeting, December 9th. That's
December
amenable
9th work for
to
you,
you,
Jim?
Jim?
Yep, no,
All
that
right,
sounds
with
good.
with that, then I'll entertain a motion to continue the hearing until December 9th.
Moved.
Thank you, Rich. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Jordan.
All right, on that vote, Mike,
Aye.
Nick,
Aye.
Chuck,
Aye.
Rich,
Aye.
and Jordan.
Aye.
All right, thank you all.
All right, thank you, Jim.
Thank you, Jim.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time.
Have a good
evening.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you too. Have a good one.
All right, under continued hearings, as we said before, the notice of intent for Pierce Pond Realty Trust has been continued. Is that then on the 9th?
Yes,
Do you know?
they want to take that to December 9th as
Okay.
well.
And just, go ahead.
It was mentioned after the last meeting that since they're on the agenda, we should be opening them and voting to continue. Do you agree, Jesse?
There's nothing that I saw in the open meeting law that explicitly states that you need to take a vote to continue hearings. You need
Good,
to
I'm with you
state-
on that, but I did get criticized for it.
Yes, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think as long as you state if you have the meeting date that it's going to be taking place at and you state where it's going to be in the date, then you're covered.
Okay.
Excellent.
Yes.
And just so everybody, I believe you all know, just to make sure that item number 3, the NOI for the Orchard Hill Park Drive, that has been continued until, do we set December 9th as the date for
Yeah,
that?
December 9th
Okay.
is the date.
All right,
Yes.
all right. So,
And if the applicant decides to push it back, you'll do, again, as you did tonight, some good notification of the residents.
Yeah, I mean,
The
it's
butters. and-
It's been last minute every time. I heard from them this morning requesting to continue, and as soon as I do, I go and I update the website. So our Conservation Commission webpage is the best place to
Could
look.
you ask them to give us a little more warning? I'm frankly
I
getting
have-
annoyed at that.
I
It's like
have,
4 in a row.
frankly,
Welcome.
I mean, considering the material that prompted this continuance.
Oh, I get
was
that. I
as
tried to
of
get
late.
through it all today, all 17 pages, and didn't get there.
It's
By the
dense.
way, I responded to your email. I would like a written response
Yeah,
to
yeah.
that.
Great.
And I'm going to make sure that's known to everybody, because it's just not fair for them to have to go back and look on the tape or try to catch everything that Matt Morrow says in response to 17 pages of detailed hydrologic stormwater analysis. So I'd like it itemized
Okay,
and written response. It'd be much easier for us to review.
Yes.
that works.
Thank you.
yeah, it's only fair. Anyway, we're done discussing that one.
Yeah.
So anyway, item number 2, notice of intent filed by Christopher Ruth for the proposed aquatic vegetation control on Lake Whalum, and we got the DP number of 199-1221.
Yeah.
Anybody here for this project to present? 1221.
I
No,
don't think
Jesse, what do you got?
anyone's- So I don't know if you guys remember going over this one. This is
Yep.
the one that's,
Yeah.
really it's, a Lunenburg project basically,
Yeah.
but because of the
Right.
shoreline that touches our city border, they needed to come before us. We've really just been waiting to get the DEP comments, and we'll open them. They're not in here.
This
It's the
had to
website
do with
this morning.
diving and hand pulling out.
Yes,
Of
exactly.
the
Just around the
Vegetation?
swimming- It's just around the swimming area.
Yeah.
And then occasional herbicide use.
Yeah, there is some herbicide use, yeah.
And also for algae.
There's one particular cove down at the end there that gets just
Mhm.
filled up.
Yeah. But yeah, their only comment was that really just a technical issue more than anything. Just some of the information in the NOI not being specifically related to the portion of the work that is in Leominster. So more of a procedural error that they are updating. They're gonna send me that tomorrow. So, I mean, I don't have any concerns. The applicant, when they initially presented, requested that we issue this for 5 years rather than the standard 3, since it's a year after year treatment. Hopefully in 5 years they got somewhere and then maybe they can scale back, but,
Yeah.
yeah. That's all that I have.
DEP didn't say much?
It's up there right now. Their only problem was that procedural error, just with how the notice of intent was filled out. they basically submitted the Lunenburg specs as far as like the square footage of the resource area being impacted to us, rather than doing it specific to the city of Leominster shoreline. Does that make sense?
So are you asking that we use Lunenburg's conditions?
No, I'm
ours?
saying we can
Which I'd
issue
be
an
fine
order
with.
of
Well, then, no,
conditions. I
that,
mean, we
yes.
can,
Well, yeah, ours would be in line with that, with theirs, and it already is, correct?
yeah, it already is, yeah. We don't have to
Okay.
worry about, the only unusual condition that I recommend we add is that it's good for 5 years instead of 3.
Yeah.
I
Right.
support this.
Yeah. Any questions, thoughts, comments from the commission?
Quick question. Will
Please.
Lunenburg also be issuing for 5 instead of 3?
Yes, they
Okay.
did, yeah.
Yeah, good question. Anybody in the audience have any questions, thoughts about this project? All righty. With that, then I'll entertain a motion to close the hearing.
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Nick.
On that vote, how do you vote? Nick,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Chuck,
Aye.
Rich,
Aye.
and Jordan.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right. With that, I'll entertain a motion to approve the order of conditions for this project with 2 added special conditions. One is that the order would last for 5 years versus our standard 3. And that, although it already is, our conditions will mirror those of the town of Lunenburg's commission.
I'd like to make that motion.
Thank you, Rich.
I'll second.
Thank you, Michael.
And on that vote, how do you vote? Jordan,
Aye.
Rich,
Aye.
Chuck,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
and Nick.
Aye.
Thank
All
you.
right, thanks, everybody. Moving on to the regular meeting, nothing under enforcement. Meeting minutes, September 23rd. Go ahead.
I looked at them, I had no edits, couldn't edit it because I didn't have
I
access.
saw your.
but I didn't have
changed
any
it, right?
anyways.
Well, I'm glad you didn't have edits.
Phew, that worked out well.
And I got through 2 hours of October today, so they'll be up there soon.
All right,
They
Cool.
will.
good. So we won't be voting, well, let's get to that one next. So any thoughts on September 23rd? Okay, with that, I'll entertain a motion to approve the meeting minutes for September 23rd, 2025.
I'll make that
As
motion.
write on the drive, okay, sorry.
I'll make that motion.
And I'll second.
Thank you, Michael.
All right.
All right.
Sec. Right. How do you vote on that, Chuck?
I'm sorry?
Sorry, what?
No, I was gonna say, I need to give you more time to finish your notes before I move on to the next one. And October 28th, so you're not even through those yet, so
Yeah,
we'll
I'll
we'll
take
table
the-
that one to the next,
Well, I need to take the roll call on the approval for the 23rd.
oh, I'm sorry,
No, you're fine. Chuck,
aye, sorry about that.
no worries. Rich,
Aye.
Jordan,
Aye.
Nick,
Aye.
and Mike.
Aye.
Sorry, rushing.
What do you
along
know?
too
It's
much.
5-0.
All right, and so, like I said, we'll do October 28th, hopefully at the next meeting. Nothing under commissioner comments. Next meeting, our next meeting will be December 9th, 2025. The filing deadline is this coming Friday, November 21st at noon. And there will, despite there will be no meeting on December 23rd, the week of Christmas. The meeting after that'll be,
Why not? It's not Christmas Eve. And we've got this
because-
hearing that everybody's been waiting and waiting and waiting for.
It keeps getting
I'm
postponed.
not incredibly confident they'll be here December
Exactly.
9th, and that would put it to next year. So I would propose we,
what was it, what was that?
It's okay, go ahead.
yeah, delay.
Okay.
Can we get till spring?
Of 2027, right?
I'd love to certify some more pools before,
So, any thoughts on the commission? December 23rd meeting or no? Honestly?
We can play it by
I'd rather
ear.
not- I'd
and-
rather not.
Yeah.
I'm fine if we don't, given the audience's response.
Yeah, I'm fine.
All right, so
Doing it more for
so then we'll cancel right now the December 23rd meeting. The next one will be what, January? What's the date for the one in January?
Let's see.
Do you have that?
13.
January 13th, okay. And we'll determine the filing deadline in the future.
Yeah, we can figure that out.
All right, with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Jordan. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Michael.
On that vote, Nick,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Chuck,
Aye.
Rich, and Jordan.
Aye.
All right, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody.
Who seconded that?